So you want to find out the secret of the power system of these two shows, do you? Well, you better keep watching. So what is a magic system? For all intents and purposes, it is the rules around magic. And there are two ends to the spectrum of this, hard and soft. An example of a hard magic system or a hard power system would be Spider-Man. Spider-Man has Spidey sense. He can stick on walls, and he has superhuman physical capabilities. What he has is a known quantity. We know exactly what he can do, and that's why it is a hard system. On the other hand, we have Gandalf, which is a soft magic system, because Gandalf's magic is unexplained. And we don't really know what it can do, we don't know the limitations behind it. It can kind of do anything the plot needs it to do. Now, most magic systems or power systems fall between this hard and soft line. The magic system from Jujutsu Kaisen and Naruto are just two such examples of this. Before we continue, I want you to think about what you know about Naruto and Jujutsu's power system. What has been explained to you? How much do you understand about it? Now tell me, where would you place it on this line? So what is this secret that I have been alluding to from the beginning? There is a secret behind these two magic systems. And in order for everyone to understand what that secret is, I need to go a bit into these magic systems. So let's start with the energy that they use. In Jujutsu Kaisen, they use cursed energy in order to power their attacks or use their move. Now, cursed energy is created from the negative emotions and feelings from people. It literally exudes off of them. And sorcerers in Jujutsu Kaisen use this energy, learn how to control this energy and use it in their attacks. In Naruto, it's basically the same thing. Everyone has chakra within them. And in Naruto, the ninjas learn how to use this chakra in order to fuel their attacks. Jujutsu Kaisen has innate techniques. These are techniques which are engraved on a sorcerer when they are born and cannot be learned by other people. Next, in Jujutsu Kaisen, we have inherited techniques, which are passed down through bloodline. These techniques are usually stronger because everyone in the family has been able to craft these techniques and train with them, so they know how best to train them and how best to learn them, and they can pass this information down to their family members. Naruto is very much the same, how we have techniques in clans, like Shikamaru's shadow stitching, for example, which is passed down through the clan. And that isn't to say it can't be learned by someone else outside the clan, but within the clan, only they're going to know how to best use that technique and best train with that technique. Similarly, there are things like the Sharingan in Naruto, which is passed down through bloodline. Now, there are some more techniques in both shows. There are some more intricacies to the magic system. I just wanted to highlight one more thing from each to get this point across. In Jujutsu Kaisen, we also have domain expansions, which is like their ultimate technique. It is the ability to expand their innate technique and trap someone within their own kind of reality bubble. In this domain, their technique cannot miss, and the person trapped inside cannot escape. There are only a few examples in which this can happen, such as someone else creating a stronger domain, or someone being on the outside, for example. In Naruto, some of the stronger techniques involve summoning or pulling on the power of a tailed beast, for example. Why have I just gone through and described these power systems? Other than maybe by showing that Naruto and Jujutsu Kaisen actually have a very similar power system to them. And there is a reason for that. Maybe you're starting to get what that secret is. Let's give you another hint, shall we? Jujutsu Kaisen's cursed energy techniques are generally based on like Onmyoji, and Naruto's chakra techniques are generally based on ninjas, right? So let's take a closer look at Naruto in this example. Take Choji, for example. Yeah, Choji. Choji's technique allows him to expand his body so that he becomes huge or like a giant boulder. But how is this done? Both chakra and curse energy flow through the body of the user, and it is basically harnessed to be used in these techniques in different ways. But Choji, in Naruto, we've seen a lot of things that chakra can do, right? Chakra can create clones. They're not physical clones, they're just more like illusions. Chakra can harness the power of nature by creating water dragon. We learn that ninjas can infuse these nature elements into their chakra. So how does Choji's technique work? Choji makes himself huge, but how does that work, right? When you think about it, what happens to him when he becomes huge? His body grows, does that mean his organs also grow? But how is that possible? Because if chakra could make someone grow huge, then wouldn't that be something akin to shapeshifting? And if it was something akin to shapeshifting, wouldn't that mean that he could heal from injuries? How did we get from shadow clones and walking on water to making yourself big? Or even to Orochimaru's soul transfer? Cursed energy is very much the same. It has a light theme of Onmyoji powers, but how do we get from something like hitting nails into a doll to splitting apart space? How do we get hitting nails in a doll to an old man playing a guitar and using the guitar to send out his cursed energy in shockwaves? How do we get shadow clones to Susanoo? Have you guessed the secret yet? The secret is you. They can do all these things because you believe they can do all of these things. Naruto and Jujutsu Kaisen may seem like a harder magic system. It may seem like something with rules in it. But in actual fact, it actually has a kind of soft underbelly to it. Because all of these things that they're doing with chakra, they've given an explanation for cursed energy. They've given an explanation for chakra. But all these things that they're doing in this show is because you believe they can do it. The fact that Choji can grow big, we accept that because we have an expectation of how strong Choji is and how strong this technique is. And it proves not to be very strong, so we allow it without an explanation. Also, the fact that Choji is a side character. If this was Naruto who was doing this technique, we would want a better explanation. This is pretty much the same thing with Todo's clapping ability in Jujutsu Kaisen. How does a clap teleport to people with cursed energy? Why does it need to be activated with a clap? I'm not saying the technique isn't badass. I'm not saying I didn't really enjoy that episode, but how? Yes, we know there are rules around using a technique. The more powerful the technique, the more the chakra it will use. But it's more the understanding that is driven into us that this character is powerful, so he can use this powerful technique. More so than the magic system underlying it. And so if a character is built up to be stronger, they can use these stronger techniques without really them being explained in how they work in this magic system or anything. We just accept it because that character has been built up to meet our expectations. Now, I'm not saying any of this is a bad thing by any means. I actually really enjoy these shows. I just wanted to highlight this little secret to you behind that, is that these magic systems, these power systems in these shows, are actually maybe not quite as detailed or amazing as you think they are. They actually inhibit a lot of what is used in a soft magic system, in that it's not so much about the magic system, but about the expectations of all of us behind it. Now, I very much actually really like these magic systems. They are done like this, I believe, to give the writers a lot more freedom in the fights that happen in these shows. But I wanted to kind of really get across that they're actually a lot more on the light side than the hard side. And when you look at these shows, you'd think they're on the hard side because there is a lot of explanation behind these magic systems. They're actually explained quite a bit in how chakra works, in how these innate technique works, inherited technique works. You would think, by everything I just talked through in this video, that they would be closer on the hard spectrum than the soft. But that's not the case. They're actually a soft magic system, or closer to a soft magic system, masquerading as a hard magic system. As I said before, the secret is your expectations. As long as you believe that they can do what they're doing, an explanation isn't needed. They have already given an explanation as to how the basics of this system work. And even if those basics don't cover these like crazy techniques, as it all goes into your expectations, because you've had that explanation, because this character has been built up as being this powerful, you believe it. And that is the secret behind these magic systems. I hope you enjoyed that video. Please like and subscribe, leave a comment, and if you'd like to see the story I am currently working on, please check out the link in the description below. This has been That's Effin' Rich. I am Richard Sheraton. Thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.